The recent revelations about shadow banning, brought to light by an undercover journalist, have stirred significant debate about online censorship. Captured on a hidden camera, ouch, during a date between an undercover journalist and a senior software engineer at Meta, Jivan Gawali. The conversation exposed shocking truths about how the social media giant manipulates visibility on its platforms. From political favoritism to suppressing dissenting voices, the insights shared by Gawali provide a window into the covert operations of shadow banning, particularly concerning political figures like Vice President Kamala Harris. In this monologue, I'll unpack Gawali's claims and provide a thorough explanation of shadow banning, its history, and how it continues to shape the digital landscape. We'll also dive into the implications of shadow banning for freedom of speech, online discourse, and the power dynamics within social media corporations like Meta and beyond, because they're not the only ones. But what exactly is shadow banning? Shadow banning, also known as stealth banning, hell banning, ghost banning, or comment ghosting, is a practice where a user's content is blocked or made less visible to others without the user even being aware of it. Unlike traditional bans where users are explicitly told that their content violates a platform's guidelines, shadow banning is more insidious. A user may continue to post and interact on the platform, believing that their content is visible to others, while in reality, their reach has been drastically reduced. The comments may still appear on their screen, but are hidden from everyone else. This can be implemented either manually or by moderators or automatically through algorithms. The concept dates back to the mid-80s, when early internet forums like BBS and Citadel BBS software used a twit bit to limit disruptive users. This practice evolved over time, leading to various forms of moderation techniques aimed at discouraging spam and trolling without resorting to outright bans. The term shadow ban gained popularity around 2001 and has since been applied to a variety of visibility reduction techniques on platforms like Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, and even WeChat. Gawali's candid statements in that video provide an unsettling view of Meta's internal practices, particularly regarding political content. According to him, the platform systematically suppresses posts that criticize Vice President Kamala Harris or express disagreement with her policies. On the flip side, posts that favor Harris or align with the platform's desired narrative are granted greater visibility. This revelation suggests a deliberate attempt to manipulate public discourse by prioritizing certain viewpoints over others, thus interfering with the democratic exchange of ideas. Mark Zuckerberg's role in steering this practice was also brought into question. Gawali's remarks hinted that Zuckerberg is well aware of the shadow banning techniques employed at Meta and actively supports these measures as a form of content management. This aligns with the broader pattern seen across major social media platforms, where algorithms are fine-tuned to suppress politically sensitive or undesirable content, shaping public opinion and stifling dissent. At its core, shadow banning serves as a moderation tool designed to quietly silence users who are perceived as disruptive, problematic, or out of favor with the platform's policies. Here's a look at how it works. Partial blocking. The user may still be able to see their posts and comments, but the content is not visible to the larger community. This may include hiding replies, posts, or even search results from others. Delisting or downranking. The content is made less prominent or hidden from visibility in search results, trending topics, or recommendation algorithms. While the content still technically exists, it is unlikely to gain much traction. Ghosting. Specific content like ads or hashtags may be rendered invisible without notifying the user. The user believes the content is live, but it doesn't show up in relevant categories. Visibility filtering. Twitter's visibility filtering revealed in the Twitter files suggested that certain accounts were flagged as do not amplify or placed on blacklists, leading to reduced prominence in search results. Meta's practices appear to employ similar tactics, according to Gowali's statements. The practice of shadow banning has roots in early internet culture. Originating in the 1980s on BBS forums, it became a common technique to manage trolls, spammers, and flame wars. Platforms like Reddit, Hacker News, and even Craigslist adopted versions of shadow banning to curb unwanted behavior. Over the years, shadow banning became more sophisticated, expanding to major social media platforms. Notably, Twitter faced accusations in 2018 for allegedly shadow banning conservative accounts. Though the company denied it, later disclosures in the Twitter files revealed otherwise, exposing the platform's internal use of visibility filtering. Meta, formerly known as Facebook, has long faced accusations of bias and censorship. The recent conversation with Javan Gowali adds fuel to the fire, confirming that content moderation is not merely about enforcing community standards, but also about exerting control over what narratives dominate public discourse. Algorithm-driven shadow banning raises ethical concerns about transparency, free speech, and corporate influence over public opinion. While platforms claim to moderate content to curb misinformation, hate speech, or spam, shadow banning introduces a covert layer of censorship. It's one thing to remove harmful content. It's another to manipulate the visibility of certain views without the user's knowledge. The revelations shared by Gowali highlight a troubling issue. If Meta and other tech giants can silently suppress political content unfavorable to certain public figures, what else are they filtering out? What other topics are being stifled? Such practices challenges the idea of social media as a democratic space for open debate and expose the potential for tech monopolies to shape political outcomes. Understanding how shadow banning works and its implications for users is crucial, especially as social media becomes an increasingly important platform for public discussion and activism. Here's what users need to consider. Transparency issues. Users are often unaware when they've been shadow banned, making it difficult to address or appeal such actions. Chilling effects on free speech. Knowing that dissenting opinions can be quietly suppressed may discourage people from sharing their honest views. Influence on elections and public opinion. The ability to control what content gets visibility can significantly impact political discourse, favoring certain candidates or ideas over others. To address the issues posed by shadow banning, the following measures could be considered. Platform accountability. Social media companies should be transparent about their moderation practices and provide users with clear reasons for any reduction in visibility. Regulation and oversight. Governments can establish regulations to ensure that platforms respect users' freedom of expression while combating genuinely harmful content. User awareness. Educating users about how algorithms and content moderation work can empower them to advocate for fairer practices. In a world where information can be manipulated and narratives controlled, shadow banning has emerged as a tool to subtly stifle voices that challenge the status quo. While platforms claim to be impartial arbiters of free speech, the reality of shadow banning tells a different story, one where certain perspectives are strategically suppressed to shape public discourse. This practice threatens not only the principles of free expression, but also the diversity of thought that is crucial for any healthy society. As voices are silenced in the shadows, it becomes clear that the control of information has evolved into a sophisticated means of social engineering. The fight against shadow banning is not just about restoring visibility to marginalized voices. It's about reclaiming the right to challenge, question, and disagree without the fear of being covertly erased. For the everyday individual, this means staying informed, supporting platforms that prioritize transparency, and advocating for policies that protect free speech rights online. Only through persistent efforts to demand accountability and resist silent censorship can we ensure that our digital spaces remain open and conducive to genuine dialogue. In this ongoing battle, awareness and action are our greatest weapons against the unseen forces seeking to control the narrative. This is Lancescurv of Lancescurv.com. Leave your comments below and make sure to subscribe to my blog, Lancescurv.com. Thank you very much.
Lancescurv.com. Bold, raw, and uncut.